do. I'm comfortable. We have established some security apart from the one loss. He represents the organization well on and off the field. You don't have to wake up in the morning reading about it. He said a lot there. Interesting stuff. Shannon, what is Jerry saying here?
Skip, Jerry's confusing. Jerry says a lot of words that confusing Skip, but the very thing that I take, he's comfortable. Skip, he said, now just last week, Jenny read it, says, you know what, if Jason Garrett would have hit the open market, Skip, he'd be a sought after commodity. Now, a sought after commodity. This week, he turns around and says, I'm looking for a reason to keep him. Skip, you married, Jenny, you're married. I tell you what, let Ernestine find out that Skip Bayless need a reason to stay married. Ernestine gonna give him a reason, he gonna get divorced. Let Matt find out Jenny need a reason to stay married. Matt gonna give a reason why she gonna get divorced. Skip, you know what Jerry said? Jerry says, I'm comfortable because what other coach gonna let me address the team before he does and they take the field? What coach gonna let me address them after they come off the field? Skip, this is so... Jerry ought to be ashamed of himself. Why would Jerry utter this out loud, Skip? To say publicly, I need a reason to keep the man. Skip, this is embarrassing. This is shameful. I mean, look, Jerry, this is your team. You run it how you want to. But Jerry knows he shouldn't be saying this, Skip. And he's a hot commodity. I mean, hot commodities, man, I got all the reason in the world. He's a great guy. He does a great job. Oh, I love the way he runs the team. He's not in the paper, yada, yada, yada. He gave you all the reasons why he should, but Jerry says, I still need a reason why I should keep him. Man, this is unbelievable. Red, let me tell you a little something. You know, Jason, I call it Red. Red, if you don't get this team to the NFC Championship game, maybe even further, there's a 95% chance your name is not gonna be on.
That's correct.
The door next year.
I agree.
In Dallas. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. By the way, Ernestine occasionally says to me, I'm looking for one reason to stay with you. And you know what? I don't leave. I say, try, keep looking, man.
Now, Ernestine, for her part.
Yeah,
I know. She's a saint, Skip.
She is a saint.
She is a saint.
I agree.
To live with you? To put up with you? Oh, no, what's higher than a saint? Godly? Whatever. To put
I learned a lot about you reading her book. Now I know all the secrets.
By the way, she's going to be on Tamron Hall's show today.
Oh, really?
Promoting her book.
I'll tune in.
Way to go.
But now I know everything about you, Skip, so
I'm going to make a little cameo. Because she's the star of our show.
Just a little cameo.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I've said this several times to you. Jerry Jones has actually invented his own language. And Stephen Jones often says, even I don't know what he's saying half the time because I can't decipher it.
It's confusing.
Because the way he puts the words together don't come off correctly to other humans.
Right.
It's like he's invented this tongue it's Tower of Babel tongue where you can't even understand. The words don't all fit together the right way. And he used to use phrases that I've used on the show, you know, tolerance for ambiguity in the oil fields, how much risk, how far are you willing to plunge, you know? And he always talks about the human frailty of referees, that we like to have human frailty in the game because it helps sell the game because you guys talk about it on Monday when we have a bunch of bad calls on Sunday, right?
Well, his favorite Skip, you know, he's circumcising the mosquito.
There you go. I think that wasn't
retire that
to him. I think he heard that growing up in Arkansas.
So he just uses it all the time.
No more.
So, again, if Jerry had said this all a week ago, we'd all be all in. Because, you're looking for a reason. You're lighting a fire under Jason Garrett this week because this is
big,
feeling like do or die. This is, you're both 3-3. This is for the division lead at midseason. Here you go. Show me a reason to keep you. Well, you'd be okay with that.
Yes.
In fact, you would endorse that, right?
Okay. Yes.
And then they put on a show on Sunday night that is a tour de force of all the best things about this team.
The biggest win of the season for the Cowboys.
By far, times 100. And all of a sudden, everything is good again in Dallas, and the sun came back up, and it never even set yesterday. It just stayed up all night because people were so on fire in Dallas that they were just radiating. And yet he, now on his radio show on Monday, he says, I'm looking for a reason to keep him. And the reason, it's all the wrong reasons to keep him because it's comfort. It's like,
that's the thing.
To use your relationship analogy, when you're in a worn-out relationship, you just say, I don't want to have to break up. I don't want to have to get a divorce. I'm just
for the kids. You know, we got kids. You know,
it's just more comfortable this way. Let's just keep it,
Right.
and I'll just be miserable and just kind of be happy on my own. Well, that's what he's saying.
Right.
I'm kind of comfortably miserable with Jason Garrett because he does represent our organization very well inside and outside.
Correct.
And I agree with that.
Yes.
He does. And he's pleasant to be around.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He really is.
He said he's gotten to know him in a different, owner coach. But
Okay.
Skip, deep down, what is he saying? I know damn well I should fire Jason
That is
Garrett.
correct.
But I just need to find one reason. It's like the old song, Earth, Wind, and Fire, The Reasons.
Yeah.
The illusion were a parade.
Yeah.
All the reasons start to fade. Can
That
I
is
find
true.
one reason to
That
stay?
is correct.
Jared says, I just need one reason. And I believe the reason that he will ultimately keep Jason Garrett, Skip, especially, is that he's comfortable. Jason Garrett allows Jerry to do things that he would never, ever be. Skip, you know this. He's never going to address the team before Bill Belichick. He's never going to address the team before Sean Payton. And those are the type of guys that he wants because he knows those guys can deliver titles.
Well, he tried with Parcells, and he sort of handed the keys to the kingdom to Parcells, and for whatever reason, it never worked.
Right. And he had it with Jimmy.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't coming into it before Jimmy.
No.
And you ain't talking before Jimmy.
No.
So
And how many
He
coaches
tried a
do
few
that?
times.
yeah, exactly. So Jason, Jason standing up there and Jerry walks in. Normally coach starts talking. Jason steps back. Jerry steps up.
He does.
Come on.
Well, he is the general manager.
He is.
Right?
But the general manager, Skip, the general manager is not supposed to address the team before you take the field, before the head coach.
Yeah.
Or even talk. Skip, what's the owner talking about?
Well, I agree. And this went so far in the interview on the radio that Jerry said, would you believe, I'm paraphrasing the quote, he said, would you believe not one person after we lost 3 straight games in my inner circle, not one person came to me and my family or my friends and said, you need to fire Jason Garrett. Not one person said that. So that's the reason to keep him because you didn't get one negative.
It's not a good
like
sign
a
either.
positive negative, right?
So if one person would have came to you and said, you need to get rid of Jason, what?
I guess he would have gotten rid of him.
So, the question is, Skip, of that inner circle, who carries the most weight? Is it Steven? Is it Miss Jeannie? I mean, who carries the weight? Charlotte? Who carries the weight?
Who's in?
Who carries the... Oh, we're going to put it to a vote. All the kids and the wife, put it to a vote, okay? All in favor? All opposed? How they going to come to this conclusion? Because
Steven would carry the most weight.
Okay, because, Jerry said at the end of the day, yeah, we have a vote and everything, but the final decision is mine.
Yeah.
Because remember what he said about Dez. He's like, ultimately, hey, coach, everybody's going to weigh in. We're going to have Jason and Steven and yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
But at the final say is, the buck stops with me.
Yeah.
Yep. So obviously, I'm still riding high off Sunday night, and I'm trying to look at positives within these negatives. Well, I'm trying to say maybe it's good that he is keeping the fire lit under Jason Garrett going forward. And they got a bye this week, and I almost wish they didn't have a bye so they could just continue their momentum.
With ya.
But what do I always tell you about Jason Garrett? He needs external motivation. He needs outside forces to motivate his team because he can't.
Well,
he needed Doug Peterson to.
So in other words, so maybe Jerry saying this about the head coach will motivate the players to play for Jason.
Correct.
Okay,
Like
I hear
he
that.
wants to keep a little tension,
Okay.
like creative tension, as they call it,
All
in
right.
the locker room, because Jimmy kept his teams on edge because they never knew what firestorm he was going to create the next minute.
But the thing was the players in Dallas, Skip, always feel since Jimmy and Coach Parcells, if they had a problem with the coach or coaches, they could bypass the coach and go upstairs and talk to Jerry. And so that's not a good feeling to have because you've emasculated the head coach.
I agree.
Hold on, I said this, and then you go upstairs and talk to Jerry, and Jerry says, no, we're not going to do that. Come on, you can't do that, Skip. I mean, how much power you want the guy to have? At some point in time, you got to let the coach coach.
Okay. So to me, as much as I love this team, it still has to win in spite of the coach and in spite of the owner GM. So it just has to tune them out, both of them. And it's up to Dak to be the leader, the locker room leader.
Yes.
I think Zeke takes some of that leadership, especially behind closed doors in the locker room. And then you've got your Jason Witten and you got your Sean Lee on defense, and you hope that they pull together and they're winning in spite of. But they need somebody to call them out like Doug Peterson called them out, and now I'm hoping this is the springboard into another run like they ended last year with.
Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, they got to find something to do.
Yep.
In the bye, we'll be talking about all the quotes. He loves to give us material every single day. Tom Brady, guys, here's the thing. Could he really be setting up to move on from the Patriots? There's more to this next.
To face, I embrace debate. I don't make mistakes. I just make my case. Drops mic when I'm done. One more can I say? Not bite to my tongue. I don't like the taste. I'm on in the morning. I own my opponent. I'm always in the zone. Need a zone, out of zone, and then we could get it poppin'. Pick the topic if you want to skip it, Shannon, skip it, happen. Took these sports and made it pop. Say, all right, undisputed.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp. Good morning.
Good morning, Jenny.